105.5 Hits FM. It's Taylor B along with you. He's back in action. It's Daddy B for Daddy B Debates. Hey, Dad, how's it going?
Hey, it's me, Daddy B.
I'm still working on the title, Daddy B Debates. What does Daddy B have to rant about? Please, if anyone has some suggestions, tweet them to me at 1055 Hits. I would appreciate it.
Right, but I'm not sure exactly how long I'm going to be doing this segment.
What?
Well, I'm on the road. I'm on the run. I'm on the run today.
Again? Where are you going this time?
Well, I got a disturbing phone call from a representative of, I think it was the CIA, the IRS, the Mounties, the Government of Canada.
Oh, no.
I don't know. He represented everybody, and it was urgent. So, of course, I pressed number 1, and I got a live agent. And, they're looking for me.
What did you do?
They've got some major cases against me, and I have to give my credit card number and banking information right away, or otherwise I guess I'm going to be arrested and go to jail.
Oh, no. Well, we can't have that, so just remain on the run.
Well, I'm going to have to. You know, it's funny, these guys, I don't know how anybody falls for these clowns. I get it probably once or twice a week, and I think I've told you how I solve it. I love talking to them live. And I pretend that, I'm interested for a second. And then I always lay the old, oh, by the way, just before we get any further, your parents are very embarrassed of you. and they don't like it. They hang up on me.
Yeah.
And I think it really hits them. I guess they're that desperate. They don't, I mean, there must be a better way of making money. But I'll tell you one thing, though. They're getting more sophisticated and they're sounding a little better. I mean, well, at least it's a lot better than those bad commercials that I see and hear on TV about Doug Ford and all the stuff he's up to, apparently.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's all fiction. It's all good.
Remember when I fell for it when I was in school and I called you furious?
I do remember that. And the good news is, one of the reasons I'm making fun about it right now is because I want people to understand that the government is not going to be phoning anybody or threatening anybody. If you do have a problem with your taxes or unpaid whatevers, you'll be getting something in the mail, and it'll be very official. Or you can always go into Service Canada, but don't ever give your information, and don't ever get bullied into anything. Make your own decisions, good or bad, whatever. Just don't feel pressured. That's all.
And I really don't think the government is asking for your credit card information over the phone.
Well, I wouldn't put it past the government.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
No, I'm only kidding. No, they would never do that, and they would never be aggressive in that way. Basically, it's just, unfortunately, with the great things that have come along with technology, people have to find a way to, rip other people off with that technology, and that's the sad part of it all. But otherwise, you know what? As long as everybody's aware that these guys are clowns, maybe they'll stop if nobody's, panicking and giving them the money.
Yeah, seriously. But, no matter what happens, people are always going to make a business out of scamming it. I mean, Airbnb is having that issue right now of people scamming with the accommodations and stuff to take money. It's just so unfortunate that that's become a revenue stream for people.
Well, again, I mean, I always say that we won a birth lottery being on this side of being born in this country. But realistically, it is democracy and it is capitalism. And sometimes it goes too far, but the same spirit that makes us have so much more than everybody else in the world also can be, explained, and this is a more aggressive version. I mean, it's kind of a simplified thing, but yes, there's always good and evil in everything, but no matter what, we still have it way better than most in the world. That's for sure.
So today's topic, I think, is going to be all about work.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about work. The worst week of all time.
Oh, here we go.
This week for you parents out there that have kids from grade 9. I mean, take your kid to work day.
What is your issue?
Is there anything is there anything worse than that? I mean, you got to figure out what to do with the little brat all day. Maybe you hate your job. Maybe you're not popular at your job or you're not good at it. And now all of a sudden, the facade is gone. Your kid knows how much of a, Lugan that you actually are at work or how brutal your work actually is. and they're just kind of looking at you in that different light, like they just figured out that who Superman was or whatever, that you're just a human being. Because I mean, there's no winning unless you're a doctor or I don't know what are these people called that look after the woods?
Arborist?
You know,
No.
like the guys who wear the hats. They think they're
Construction?
kind of like no, they're like wood cops. What are they called?
Oh, conservation officer.
Oh yeah, something fun like that. I mean, you could stare at birds all day and show your kid how smart you are that you know all the different kinds of woodpeckers. But otherwise, for the most of us, it's like, okay, this is where I sit all day and slave around, and that's where I go and eat the donuts, and this is where I have my lunch. And time to go home. Oh, what a great day for them! What a great day.
I'm not going to pump your tires here, but I had a fabulous time at Take Your Kid to Work date with you.
I've already told you this before, is because my kids aren't very bright.
Well,
So
okay, thank you.
All the little things actually, impress you. But hey, listen, I actually enjoyed having you guys come, and my customers enjoyed meeting my kids because we talk about you guys all the time, good and bad.
Oh,
But yeah, for some parents, it's like, oh, little Johnny's dad is a hockey coach for a professional team, or he's a lawyer, he's a whatever, and the rest of us are just like regular Joe guys, and it's hard to compete, So your guts turn a little bit, but all in all, most kids have a good time.
I was going to say, I don't really think that's the total case. And there is always the option to go to work with somebody else, right? For me, I take it as a huge compliment when somebody says, hey, can I come to work with you for the day to shadow you for this, right? So I don't know. I think it's a pretty cool thing. I don't think it's as awful as you think it is, but you definitely have a different perspective.
Now, speaking about awful and work, what is going on with our doctors?
I don't know. What's happening?
Could they not focus for a little bit?
Oh, Dad, what's wrong now?
Do you know? Listen to this. I mean, come on. Do you know that Canada is the worst country in the world? 3 times over the average of doctors leaving stuff in patients after they've done surgery.
Really?
How does this happen?
Fatigue?
Fatigue.
I don't know. I'm just shooting out an idea.
553 objects total over 2 years in Canada.
Oh, my goodness.
553. It's like, I'm pretty sure I wore my watch to work today. Where's my watch?
Are you sure it's things like watches, or is it like scalpels and clips and
Does it
towels?
matter?
No, it's unacceptable all around, but
where are the surgeries happening on a construction site? Like, what are things falling from the roof? I mean, come on, they all have these pretty trays with all their scalpels and crap lined up with the towel all over. It's all sterilized. Did anybody count them? Do you want to maybe count what you use, and then I don't know, after you sew somebody up, count to see if everything's there?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I mean, like, what is the situation? I know for a fact, if I'm not that great and not that bright, know what I'm doing, but if I'm cleaning up something or using tools for something, I put my tools back in the toolbox.
Do you?
I mean, at least I keep it together. But can't these doctors get that figured out?
I don't know. That's a bit of a disturbing statistic, and I hope that gets rectified.
This is
immediately.
Not made up. It's not. I'm not making this stuff up.
I know you're not. I know you've looked this up.
Come on.
Yeah, that's not good.
Put your toys away, boys, after you're done. That's
and
good.
Girls. There's a lot of female surgeons as well.
As a matter of fact, I wish there was more, because I guarantee that the female surgeons aren't doing this. They're not making the mistakes.
Okay, hold your horses.
It's the dopey guys who are just can't wait to get to the country club there.
You know you're being ridiculous. You know you're being ridiculous.
Let's zip this thing up. I got to go make a few investments on my I don't know. Anyway, doctors, please, somebody figure out how we're going to stop leaving stuff. Because here's the problem with leaving stuff in patients.
They get sick.
Or that stuff wants to come out.
Yeah.
So there's only a few areas that stuff can come out of.
Yikes.
Think
Yikes.
about it.
Yeah,
And it
no, I don't
happens.
want to think about that. I don't want to think about that
Can
at
you
all.
imagine? Can you imagine if
No.
somebody left something in your abdomen, and then a few weeks later you got a little bit of pain, and you're going to the washroom, and something like Terminator's coming out of you,
Nope, not ideal.
wires and batteries and stuff. Hey, believe me, you think I'm making this up? I'm not.
No, I don't think you're making it up at all. I really wish for that not to happen to anybody.
And sorry for everybody out there for the visual there, but yeah, this is the stuff that I think about on a daily basis. I'm tortured.
I know you're tortured, but you are actually a genius.
I can't help it.
So, I guess, what was it? Mid last year, you decided to start training your clients to adjust to your new 4-day work week. You proposed this idea to your employees and said, do you want to work a little bit longer for 4 days and have Fridays off or continue on the
Right.
schedule?
Right.
And at first, I was jealous, naturally, because I would love to have 3-day weekends. But, you got to work a little bit longer. Now, Microsoft Japan has done the same thing, but they've actually measured the statistics of success for it. So I wanted to share it with you and get your feedback on it.
Perfect.
So they decided to switch to a 4-day work week. So to fit into the 4-day work week, a lot of their meetings were shortened, conducted remotely, or just cut altogether, because why bother talking to each other? Not only did a 3-day weekend trial result in a 39.9% increase in productivity, employees took 25.4% less time off. Electricity use was cut down by 23.1%,
Right.
and 58.7% fewer pages were printed. So not
Right.
only were the 3-day weekends better for employees and their well-being, it was
Mm-hmm.
also better for the environment. So I don't know,
Right.
Dad, but it looks like you've actually started a positive trend.
Well, if it's better for the environment, then they better hurry up and do it in India. I mean, you see what was going on in that country over the last few weeks? The pollution is so dense that that they can't even breathe. I mean, it's unbelievable. But yeah, the 4-day work weeks are really great. It's a long haul, but once you get used to those longer hours, it's true. People make their appointments to see their doctors on Fridays,
Yeah.
and if they're not feeling great on Wednesday night, they're like, "That's okay. Tomorrow's my Friday. I'll suck it up and come into work." And here's the best part about it:
What's
the guys
that?
love the long weekends every weekend, and super long weekends when the rest of the world has a long weekend. And I have it over their heads. If productivity goes down, we're going back to 5 days, boys and girls. And you know what? It's worked out really, really well.
I was going to say, morale around your company seems a lot stronger now that they don't have to work as much, but they are
Now,
also working more.
if I could only get the kind of, what company were you talking about? MSN?
No, Microsoft Japan.
Yeah, Microsoft Japan. If I could just get some of those kind of bonuses and money they make, I'd be a lot happier.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe if you switch back to a 5-day work week, you'd be drawing
Yeah,
in more business.
not gonna happen. Not
Well,
gonna happen. Don't forget about this weekend. TFC is playing Seattle for the championship.
what time, what day?
You're going to have to double check that and get back to everybody on that. I think it's Sunday afternoon, but it could be Saturday afternoon. Otherwise, when I
What
get
a
off the
great
road here, I'm
promotion.
going to figure it out. Well, I'm not trying to promote them. I'm just saying there's some real amazing things going on in Toronto with regards to sports. We're slowly and surely becoming sort of the Boston of North America here with championship teams and teams that are well run. Did you hear about the latest from the Toronto Wolfpack? You know about
No.
the Toronto Wolfpack?
What is
Toronto
that?
Wolfpack is a rugby team. Rugby has big pockets here in Ontario that people, still play as adults and stuff. But the Toronto Wolfpack has had a loyal following. Anyway, they play in a league in Europe, in Britain actually, and they share half their season is here, and then they play in Europe for the rest of the season. And they've done so well, they have been elevated to the top league, the Super League there in England, because of how well they've done the last few years. Anyway, everybody's heard in rugby of the All Blacks, right? The New Zealand Super Rugby team, the All
Right.
Blacks, where they do the dancing and the songs before to scare off their... It's like The Rock Johnson thinks he's one of those guys and
Yeah.
likes to do the same thing. Anyway, this is a world-famous group. One of the most famous All Blacks. His name is Sonny Bill Williams. The Toronto Wolfpack just signed him to a 2-year contract.
Wow.
I mean, this is like something that's never been seen. First of all, in North America for sure, but even in Europe, like paying the kind of money that the Toronto Wolfpack threw at this guy, it's essentially getting Wayne Gretzky, after Wayne Gretzky was traded from Edmonton to Los Angeles, about that kind of time. So it is a huge deal. I'm not sure that's going to pay off for the Wolfpack, but hopefully it does. And you know what? Kudos to them for really going for it. That's just another example of how sports and everything else that goes into the great city of Toronto is making it even more of a world-class city. So.
Absolutely. On that note, I think we should wrap up this edition of Daddy B Rants/Debates. You do have a song request for this week. Did you want to go ahead and lead us into it?
Yes, this is Beautiful Girls by Bayside on 105.5 Hits FM.
Talk to you next week.